All right, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Minetest Gameplay of sorts. Yes, and today is the final walkthrough of the finished pyramid. Yeah, I did a lot of updates. And you guys are lucky you didn't hear me. Whenever I came up with the final walkthrough, there's a song by Europe called The Final Countdown. So just imagine that song kicking, because we don't want to break YouTube, policy and promote a band. But the song The Final Countdown by Europe, and then replace the lines The Final Walkthrough by Pyramid. So there. So real quickly, because I have a bunch of things, you notice that it's all smooth, just like the real pyramid would be. Yes, indeed. And this was done, this was done by all these slopes. And I had this brilliant idea to put the slopes in the corners in. And it took about an hour and a half. And I replicated the windows that I used. So this thing is completely, didn't want to do that. It is completely smooth all the way around. And if you notice, what in the world is that? If you notice that all my issues with lighting have been fixed. I don't know why that's there. I no longer have the huge black bars and around the pyramid. So let's take a real quick look at the pyramid. And it is finished. And you can see there's no black outlines. And George was having this problem. And I continued to research it. And I found a solution, which I will share. And I have shared in the comments. So there's the overlook of the pyramid. And it turned out really, really cool. So we will take a look inside. But first, and there's some sad news. And I knew I had heard about this before. So in Wadsworth, Illinois, it's a town 45 miles north of Chicago. There is an actual person that built a 6-story tall pyramid, and it's open to the public for tours. It's been in Ripley's Believe It or Not, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Lots of stuff. And there's actually, if you go to the website, which I'll link to in the description, it was actually featured on the Travel Channel. It's a 45-minute interview, and it's really cool. And look at the garage. So you have the garage over here, which represents the 3 pyramids, and then the main pyramid. And it's a museum, and they give tours and stuff like that. So it's really, really, really cool. I've forgotten all about it. Unfortunately, they had some fire damage. And 2 days ago, the Pyramid House, fire damage and water damage, and they're hoping to rebuild. I guess they were doing some construction there, and they kind of destroyed parts of it. And pictures won't do justice, but inside this is a complete representation of King Tut's sarcophagus, and the person had a love for Egypt and Egyptology, and they had replicated everything down to what it exactly looked like. So hopefully they get that rebuilt. So that's that. Then we have Todd Rundgren in 1973, the Utopia album. And this is what he used to do with the pyramid. And he had that whole stint where he believed in the pyramid power, and the actual stage pyramid is in a field somewhere in New Jersey at his buddy's house, according to an interview he did. There it is right there. It's in a field. So that's the links to modern day Todd Rundgren's pyramid thing. Yeah. So there. All those links will be in the show notes. To fix my map issues, I found this mod called Map Fixer. The mod's from 2014, but it still works. I'm using 0.4.16 development version, and it worked perfectly. And you just put the mod in, type /mapfix70 is what I used, and immediately cleared my issues. That link will be in the description. Then, in the last episode, I was looking for some kind of feature, and Too Many Nodes to the rescue, came up with the code. Now, to use this, you have to put it into a mod, existing mod. So I just took my RBlock mod and changed, what did I change here? I only had to change one thing, and that was just a mod that it came from. Oh, this says water feature. I just changed it to RBlock. And so whatever mod that this is in, you'd put that in there, and that's all I did. I copied it, and it gives this, and I'm going to show that off. It creates a real cool water feature. Now, if you go into some restaurants, well, not only restaurants, but there are like these displays where you'll have a sheet of water going down a wall, a real thin sheet of water. And that's really cool because that's what that kind of represents. So let's get inside here and go for the grand final tour, because the pyramid's done. So over here, we have the garage. We knew that. Yep. And with the automatic garage doors. This area here is unfinished, but that's fine. It's got the flooring in and everything else. Anything that you want to put in there, it can be. So then we come across to, what do I want to show? We come across to the actual house. And there you have it. So we have a huge dining room with chandelier. We have a little seating area and rug. Just to come in when you first come in the house. And then the cool kitchen. Yep. And then we have an informal living room. And all this area has been decorated. Very nice. And I did some more updates to the outside, but that in a minute. And we have just a general bathroom. Because, of course, every pyramid house needs a bathroom. This is a guest bedroom or second bedroom. Got a wardrobe, little computer desk, a bed, fish tank, some bookshelves, and a full bathroom. So you kind of have to ask yourself, if you had a bathroom in the pyramid, what would it look like? I don't know. So then we come out, we have the grand living room and little computer workstation, some bay windows, little seating area, and my custom made speakers. I've shown you how I made these before using World Edit. No, using the circular saw. So they look like real speakers, which are cool. You can kick back here, watch some TV in your pyramid house. And have a little garden over here. Some bay windows. Some bookshelves. Obviously, a computer workstation overlooking the great plateaus. And views. There's a seating area. Then we come into the master bedroom. We have some chairs. A bed fit for a pharaoh. Yes. We have the master bathroom with some bay windows. Or some like skylight windows. Very nice. Oh, I didn't move that. Oh, well, that's a drain. I had that over there, but I like that over there. Just something very, kind of modern. Forgot the toilet paper. you know, all I have to do is do that, and it's fixed. Voila. There, that looks much, much better. So we come out here, and we have the great bed of the pyramid overlooking the courtyard. And you come out here to your little private area with water, and it wraps around to the front of the house again. So that is the private residence of the pyramid house. Look at that. So I extended a bunch of things. So let's go walk out and check it out. I didn't put in the automatic gate doors yet, but that's real easy. We come out here, close the door, and you go, wow, look at that. The grand area. Let's go back to daytime. So I extended the walkways and the roofs. There's some hidden doors down there. You can never have too much storage in a pyramid. And there's too many nodes water feature. We have the Oasis put in. I went through and put walls in. There's a little chandelier. We come up here to the second level. And everything was to try to give, you know, a real cool representation of what it might look like. So all the behind the scenes here, I put in walls. This can all be divided. I mean, the possibilities are endless of what can be done with this area. If you're building a base or, you know, whatever the case is. Then we come up here. We showed this before. We have these beautiful views. And then get a better look here. There's my Oasis. I think that turned out really cool. So we have the water feature, Oasis with the tree in the middle of the Grand Pyramid. I'm wondering if that would make a cool shot. There we go. See, this time I'm making my screenshot earlier. So we have this walkway. We can walk completely around the entire pyramid complex. And so I redid this little courtyard area that leads down into the main courtyard. So up here on the third level, we have all this. We have stairs going all the way down. And this will bring us back down to the second level. And over here also, you can just let your imagination run wild and divide this up. And we have the stairway going down here, which will show. But this is I extended I made the patio have a little bit more artistic detail. Hey, there's a turtle. Cool. Another view of the Oasis. There's a view of the house. I have a little pool under that way. And then we come over here. We'll go down into the courtyard, visit Mr. Turtle. Mr. Turtle. Two turtles. There used to be a cartoon called Turd Eternal. And the turtle would go to the wizard. And the turtle always wanted to be something. So here's the underneath here. Just storage. Storing extra sand. And the turtle would always get in trouble. He goes, "Hey, Mr. Wizard, I want to be a cowboy." And then, so the wizard would change Tutor the Turtle into a cowboy. You could look on Amazon. They re-released it on DVD. And Tutor would get in trouble. And he'd go, "Help, Mr. Wizard, I don't want to be a cowboy anymore." And then he would say the most famous line, which was, "Twizzle, twazzle, twazzle, twoe, time for this one to come home." And the moral of the story was, and he goes, "Remember, Tutor, be who you is and not who you is not." Yeah. But it was a cool cartoon. It was back in the 70s. Actually, the cartoon was I believe it was from the late 50s. And it was part of Fractured Fairy Tales cartoons. So anybody growing up in the 70s got cartoons today. Some are really, really horrific. But back then, I'll tell you, we had the best cartoons. So there you go. This is a little overview of the Oasis. And left the rocks. I made the pool deeper because it kind of needed to be. But there you have it. And this is the water feature from Too Many Nodes. And you can see that it just looks like a picture. But what this is really cool, and I've done this before, where I would actually, let's say I was creating this water feature. So obviously I would have to come out at least 2 more blocks for the little pool at the bottom. And then you could cut, you could cut this out here and then put in your water source, and it would go straight down with the water. But the water would be a whole block thick when you do something like that. And I have many videos on where I did water fountains and water features like that. So you can think of these little jets here, and you'd be able to detail this a little better in the photos. And then at the bottom, I just have a 1 block wide little pool for the water to pool. And it looks really cool because it uses the animated water from, mine's using just the default water that you would see as it's flowing. So there you have it. That is, and I could have gotten completely crazy with everything. So these were extended. The walkways were extended, and they tied up here. I had the lower, thankfully, World Edit, I was able to pull off and lower the top 4 blocks down 1 to give it so it matched up, because this was actually 1 block higher. So that kind of took that. And yeah, and I wanted to leave this. I could have extended the entire bottom to go around, but why? I can't, and I flew through a tree. So I wanted to keep that. So this is all real nice and pretty, extended. And I thought I extended no, I didn't extend the top. I could have done that too. I could have mirrored that and extended the top. So this is a real quick overview of my little pyramid complex. And like I said, one can go completely crazy. And I like how that turned out, because I left the glass blocks when I put in the sloped glass. So it turned out really cool. It kind of created a realistic, metal lattice, metal framework. Yeah. So it's done. Gonna move on to some other builds. But one could go completely and utterly crazy with detailing this. And I could have put statues in, and, statues of the pharaohs and stuff like that. But this is done. I can't see doing anything more with this other than just, enjoying it. It's like a modern, like a museum. But you could picture something like this underground. And I'm lagging big time. I don't know. So that's the view. Could you imagine living in something like this? That would just be way too cool. But imagine having to clean that. You'd have to have a cleaning staff. So that's a look at the private residence. And this area up here is I made a lot of mistakes up in this area. It uses a lot of memory. And we can walk up the pyramid. That's so cool. So over in this area, a lot of the memory issues that I have are because of the factory and all the quarries and techniques and pipe works and everything else that I have going in. going on up here. So even during like the off in the distance here is the, oh, that's why I had, wow. I had the the full range view on. That's why we were lagging so bad. But over here is the secret squirrel base in the factory, and then we have the Japanese castle over there. So you can see here, this is the actual center stone of the pyramid, and I am off by exactly 2 blocks as we walk down the center line. And this is why you measure 4 times and cut once, because 1, 2, that's what I'm off. But who cares? You know, it doesn't, you could tell that there was little imperfections, but it doesn't really matter. So this is done. I am done with this side. There's some things I could do outside here, some more turtles, maybe some more trees. But other than that, there's my pyramid. And it doesn't really look that bad with the, over here with the windows. It almost looks like it kind of could exist. There's the bathroom windows and there's the bay windows. And I could have taken windows all the way around. So there. I'm really happy with this. I could have done some more to make this more elaborate and more grand. But and the sun's going down. I like it. I'm real happy with this build. And then the far forgotten little like summer my happy place house is over here, and there's a travel net over here, and it is, like I said, real close to the factory, and right off in the distance, obviously you can see there's the wall of the Japanese castle. So there you have it. That is a look at the final walkthrough of the pyramid in all its glory. And I'm done tinkering and tweaking. But it has all the amenities. Turn off the TV. Go out here. I could have put in some hills, little hills. Hi, Mr. Turtle. Wow, I got a whole bunch of turtles here. Very cool. So, that is it. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. And until the next video, goodbye.